The Lantern Tide. Tonight, you're going to a village by the sea. Not a real one. Not one you could ever find on a map. A village made of mist and lamplight, where the day is letting go. Slowly, the way you're about to let go. You don't have to do anything here. You don't have to remember the way. The path already knows your feet, and it leads you down, gently down, toward the water. The boats are coming home. That's all that happens here tonight. The boats come home, one by one, and the lanterns are lit, and the tide comes in soft as breathing. Nothing more, nothing you need to hold. So let your shoulders go. Let the bed take your weight, all of it, the way the sea takes the weight of a boat and asks nothing in return. You stand at the top of a sloping lane, cobblestones, worn smooth and round, gleaming faintly with the damp. The mist comes in off the harbor and softens every edge of the world. Rooftops blur into the sky. Far end of the lane simply fades, the way a thought fades when you are nearly asleep. The air cool and tastes faintly of salt and of wood smoke drifting from a chimney somewhere below. Cool air, warm smoke, the two of them folding together over and over, the way a tide folds over sand. The boats are coming home, and down you go, slowly down the lane towards the docks. The first thing you notice is the quiet, not an empty quiet, a full one. The kind of quiet that has small, soft sounds living inside it. Water lapping at wood posts, a rope creaking somewhere, lazy and slow. The far, low call of a gull, settling for the night, folding its wings, tucking its head. Even the gull is going to sleep. Halfway down the lane, there is a lamplighter. Her name is Margine. She is old in the comfortable way that worn things are old. A favorite chair, a river stone, a wooden spoon smoothed by 100 years of soup. She wears a long coat, the color of wet bark, and she carries a brass pole with a small flame cupped at its tip. And she moves from the lamp to lamp without seeming to hurry. "Evening," she said, when she sees you. Not loud, just enough. "Evening," you say back. She lifts the brass pole to the first dock lantern. There's the smallest sound, a small catch, a little breath of light, and the wick takes. A warm glow spills out into the mist, and the mist drinks it in, and now there's a soft halo hanging in the gray hair, gentle as a yoke. "One down," Margin says, mostly to herself. 40, something to go. I never do count them right. I get about 30, and number just wanders off. She chuckles, low, like a cat. You can't make a number sit still if it doesn't want to. You walk beside her a little way as she lights the next and the next. Each lantern is its own sunrise. Each one pushes the dark back just a hand's width. No more, and somehow that's enough. You don't need the whole harbor lit at once. You only need the next warm circle of light. And the next. The lanterns begin light. The lanterns are being lit, and that's all that happens here tonight. The lanterns are lit one by one, and the boats come home, and the tide comes in soft as breathing. At the bottom of the lane, the docks begin. Long planks of silver wood, dark and damp, lay out over the water on the thick round piles, furried with green. The boards give a little under your feet, a soft, hollow, patient sound, and the whole dock seems to breathe with the swell, rising the smallest bit, settling the smallest bit, rising, settling. The tide's coming in. You can see it if you stand still and watch. The water creeping up the piles, one slow inch at a time, covering the green, covering the dark waterline from the last tide, filling the harbor the way the warm bathwater fills around you when you sink down into it. There's no hurry in the tide. It has done this every night since the beginning of the nights. It will do it long after we are all asleep. In and out, in and out. Far off where harbors open the sea, and the mist hangs like a curtain, soft, gray, glowing faintly from within. And out that curtain, slowly, a shape begins to come. The first boat. You hear it before you see it whole. The dip, the pull of oars, unhurried, the small private slap of water against wooden hull, and then bow noses through the mist, low and broad, gentle. The whole boat slides into a view as quiet as held as breath let go. In the boat stands a tall, broad figure, rowing with long, even strokes. His name is Bram. Bram built like the dock itself, wide-shouldered, solid, that kind of person you could lean against and never feel the same sway. He rows without strain, each stroke the same as the last, the same as the next. Dip, pull, lift. Dip, pull, lift. There's something in the steadiness of it that loosens your own breathing, that says, without words, you are safe, and I will not drop you. I've done this 10,000 times. He brings the boat alongside the dock, slow, and lays a hand on the post. The boat simply stops as though it's always meant to stop right there. Margin, he says. His voice is low and even, like the tide. Bram, she says. Good haul? Good enough. He begins to lift the things from the boat. Crates, coiled rope, looped neat. A folded sail, heavy and damp. He stacks each thing square and sure, building a small quiet wall of cargo in the dock, every piece set down so it will hold the next. He's a builder, this one, a repairer of things. Give him a frayed rope and he will splice it. Give him a cracked board and he will make it whole. He doesn't rush, he doesn't stop, and slowly the boat is unloaded, and the dock is a little fuller, and the night is a little further along. Rest now, Margarine tells him. In a while, Bram says, and he sits finally on an upturned crate, broad hands open on his knees, and lets the tide rock the empty boat beside him. Even his resting is solid. He rests away a wall rest, patient, holding something nowhere. The first boat is home. The lanterns are lit. The tide is coming in, and the boats come home, one by one. Margarine lights another lamp. The gold halo blooms in the mist, and now you can see it further along the dock. And there, where the planks widen into that kind of small square, there's a little stall with a stripe awning, and a curl of steam rising from it. And the smell, oh, the smell. Warm and round and buttery, toasted and sweet and deep. It reaches across the dock and wraps around you like a blanket pulled up to the chin. Behind the stall stands Oda. Oda is soft and round and unhurried, wrapped in a shawl of colored cream, and she's stirring a great copper pot with a long wooden spoon, round and round and round. Whether it's in the pot is thick and golden and slow. It folds over itself as she stirs. A slow fold, a gleam, a fold again, rich as melted butter, patient as warm honey sliding off a spoon. You look cold, Otis says to you. Not a question, a kindness. Come, sit. There's always enough. And there is. There's always enough at Oda's stall. That's simply how it is. She ladles something warm into the wooden cup and presses it into your two hands. The heat goes off straight up your arms and into your chest, and you feel your shoulders come down another notch you didn't know they were holding. The cup is heavy and good. The steam rises past your face, soft and fragrant, and you breathe it in, warm and out, slow. It tastes like the way a fire feels. It tastes like the inside of a blanket fort when you were small. It tastes like something in from the snow. It coats you gently from the throat down, slow and rich and unhurried. And it stays with you, that warm, long after the sip is gone. The way that Oda herself seems to stay warm no matter how the mist rolls in. My own recipe, she says, stirring and stirring. Takes all day. You can't hurry a thing like this. The longer it goes, the warmer it keeps you. She taps the spoon, soft on the rim. Most good things are like that, I find. Slow to make, slow to leave. The tide is coming in. You sit on a barrel by Oda's stall with the warm cup in your hands, and you watch the harbor fill. You watch the mist glow gold where the lanterns are hanging in it, and you feel the dock breathe beneath you. Up the smallest bit, down the smallest bit, and you are very comfortable. And the night is so very soft. Look down at the water for a moment, and where it laps at the foot of the dock. Every lantern Margarine has lit is there again, doubled, hanging upside down in the dark tide. A whole second harbor, soft and gold and waving, built entirely of light. And when the swell rises, the reflected lanterns stretch and sway. When it settles, they gather back to small round coins of gold. Up the smallest bit, down the smallest bit. The real lanterns above, the dream of them below, breathing together. You could watch them for 100 years. A fish moves somewhere beneath, unhurried. The gold coins ripples and scatters into a dozen small sparkles, and then, slowly, with no fuss at all, draws itself back together into a single calm light. That's how the harbor mends every small disturbance. Not by hurrying, by waiting. By being so deep and so patient, whatever stirs the surface is simply absorbed and smothered and folded back into the quiet. The sounds come to you soft and separate, the way the sounds do when they're nearly asleep. The lap of the water on the pilings, the slow creak of a moor hull, the drip from an oar laid across a gunwale, one drop at a time, into the sea. Far off, a hay yard taps against the mast, slow and tuneless, in no hurry to say anything at all. And under all of it, the long, low breath of the tide, in and out, in and out. Out in the mist, the second boat is coming home. This one comes quicker, a bright little skiff, light on the water, skipping over the small swells like flat stone. You hear laughter at first, a soft bubbling, fizzy sort of laughter, the kind that makes you smile before you even know why. In the skiff is Pip. Pip is small and quick and bright-eyed, and they cannot quite sit still, and they're clearly delighted by absolutely everything. They wave the moment they see the dock. They wave at Margarine. They wave at Bram, who lifts one slow hand in return. They wave at Oda, who's already ladling out a second cup. They wave at you, as though you're an old friend they have been hoping to see all day. Lanterns, Pip calls out, delighted, as though the lanterns are the brand new invention. Oh, I love lanterns. They get me every time. Every single night I come around the point and there they are, all gold in the fog. And every single night I think, oh, lanterns. Pip brings the skiff in fast and slow, and then very slow, and then bumps the dock in the gentlest bump, and laughs at themselves for it. Easy, says Bram, low and fond. Always easy in the end. Pip agrees, hopping out. It's the middle bit I'm bad at. Pip is the kind of bright that fills a room and then just quickly settles. A sparkler, not a bonfire. They flit from margarine to Oda to you, full of small bright things to say. How the mist made a perfect ring around the moon, how a fish jumped clean out of the water and looked surprised about it, how the western sky went exactly pink on the inside of a shell, just for a moment, just for them, before the gray came down soft over everything. And then, the way a sparkler does, Pip begins to settle. They take a cup from Oda, they sit on the planks and their back against a piling. The bright chatter slows, softens into little hums and small contented sighs. The day's quick fires burn sweet and clean. And now even Pip, who loves the lanterns, who loves everything, is growing pleasantly heavy-eyed in the warm, cold light. Funny thing, Pip murmurs, half to themselves. I'm fast all day, quick as anything, and then the lanterns come. And I'm just done, spent, in the nicest way. A yawn, a soft laugh at the yawn. Bram still be rowing in midnight if you let him. Not me. I give it all once, and then I'm gone. That's no fault, says Oda, stirring. The world wants both, the quick and the slow. The quick and the slow, Pip echoes, eyes drifting close, and you in the middle, keeping us all warm. The second boat is home. The lanterns are lit. The tide is coming in, and the boats come home, one by one, each one a little quieter than the last. Margarine goes on lighting the lamps. You watch her move down the long dock, a small, dark figure with a small golden flame, leaving a trail of soft halos behind her in the mist. Each lantern hands the night along to the next, the way you might hand a candle to a person beside you. The light does not need to be bright. It only needs to be enough to see the next plank, the next post, the next boat coming home. I've been lighting these lamps, Margarine says, drifting back towards Oda's stall. Longer than I can rightly say. My mother lit them, her mother before her. You light enough lanterns and you stop counting the years the same as you stop counting the lamps. She settles into the crate with a small, grateful sound. They just carry on, in and out, like the tide. She accepts a cup from Oda. She wraps both hands around it. Her brass pole leans against the stall. It's a little flame guttering low now. Its work nearly done. The tide is coming in. It's higher now. The green pilings are well under. The dark water line of the last tide is gone, covered over, smothered away, the way the day's small warriors are being covered over and smothered away inside you, one slow inch at a time. The boats that came home rock gently at their ropes, nodding, the way a head nods when sleep is near. Out in the mist, there's a third boat. You can barely make it out, a soft shape, deep in the gray. It's not hurrying. It doesn't need to. It knows the lanterns are lit. It knows the dock is there, and the warm cup, and the friends and the patient tide will carry it its last way home. It comes on slow and easy, and you find you're not even watching it arrive so much as simply knowing that it will. And that's the thing about this harbor. Everything comes home. Nothing is lost. The boats go out into the wide great sea, and the days turns, one by one. Without failing, they all come back to the gold and the warm and the soft lapping water. Bram comes home steady. Pip comes home bright. And the slow boat, the quick boats alike find the same dock waiting, the same lanterns lit, the same kind hands that take the rope. You are home too, you realize. However quite arriving, you're simply here in the warm circle of light, the warm, growing, pleasantly cool in your loosening hands, and the dock breathing beneath you, and the mist holding everything close. The lanterns are lit, the tide is coming in, and the boats come home one by one. Bram has gone quiet on his crate, broad hands at rest, his great steady chest rising and falling slow, even the same as his oars, the same as the tide. He's not asleep. He's something better. He's resting the way a strong thing rests when its work is honestly done. Nearby, his boat sits emptied and light, lifting and settling on the swell. Pip is asleep, truly asleep now, curled small against the piling, a faint smile still on their face, dreaming, perhaps, of pink shells and surprised fish and a ring of mist around the moon. The quick, bright fire of them are burning all the way down to embers, and embers are warm. Warm is good, and Oda has tucked the cream-colored shawl from her own shoulders over Pip without once stopping or stirring. Around and around and around goes the spoon. The pot gleams gold. The steam rises soft. Oda hums something with no real tune, just a low, warm sound, the sound of a thing perfectly content to go on slowly, all night, keeping warmth in, asking nothing back. And Margarine, the lamplighter, the keeper, sits with her cup in her near-finished flame and lets her eyes go soft and unfocused, out towards the mist sea. Last boat will be a while yet, she murmurs. They always are, the slow ones. No sense waiting up sharp for that. She takes a slow sip. They'll come. They'll all come. You can sleep on that. They always do. Up the hill behind you, the village is going to sleep too. You can just make out the windows through the mist, here and there, small and warm and gold. And as you watch, one of them goes dark. Someone has blown out a candle and turned in for the night, and another, farther along, winks softly out, and then another. One by one, the way the boats come home, and the little lights of the village are being put to bed, until the lanterns of the harbors are left burning, low and patient, keeping watch over the water so that no one else has to. Even the gull has long since tucked its head. Even the rope has stopped its creaking. The wood smoke from the chimneys thins and softens and folds low over the rooftops like a blanket settling, and the whole village breathes out, slow, and lets the night have it. The tide is coming in and out, in and out. You can feel it now in your own breathing, the long, soft rhythm of the harbor, the rise and the settle, the fill and the soften. There is nothing to do here. There never was. The lanterns light themselves on the dock. The halo, afterglow, halo fading off into the mist, folding the last slow boat. The warm cup rests in your hands. The dock holds you up the way the water holds up the boats, easily, completely, asking nothing. Bram rests, steady and sure. Oda stirs, slow and warm. Pip sleeps, bright fire gone gently to embers. And Margarine watches the mist water of eyes growing heavier, heavier, her little flame burning low and golden and kind. The boats are coming home. You don't need to see the last one arrive. You don't need to wait up sharp for it. It's out there in the soft gray, coming on slow and easy. The lanterns are lit. The tide is coming in. And everything that goes out always comes home. So let the cup grow cold in your hands. Let the dock breathe beneath you. The smallest bit, down the smallest bit. Let the mist pull in soft gray blanket up over the harbor, over the boats, over the gold halos in the fog, over Bram, Oda, and the sleeping Pip, and the slow, kind Margarine with her low, golden flame. The lanterns are lit. The tide is coming in, and the boats come home one